In the quiet hills of Sinaloa, a child was born in 1834 who would later travel far from her homeland, not by choice, but because of how she looked. Julia Pastrana was born with a genetic condition called hypertrichosis terminalis. This condition caused straight black hair to grow all over her face and body. She also had unusually large ears and nose, along with irregular teeth. At the age of 20, in 1854, Julia Pastrana left her home in Sinaloa with showman Theodore Lent. Some say her uncle sold her to Lent, while others claim Lent persuaded her to join him with promises of fame and fortune. Whatever the truth, Lent became her manager and took her on tour across the United States and Europe. Due to her unique appearance, she became known as the Ape Woman and the Bear Woman, performing in freak shows for eager audiences. Julia was smart and learned quickly. She could sing, dance, and speak in several languages. Crowds would come to see her, but they didn't treat her like a person. They saw her as a curiosity or a freak, a living oddity that fed their fascination and morbid curiosity. Julia's skills were often ignored because people were more interested in her looks. Theodore Lent became more than her manager. He eventually married her, but Lent still treated her more like a business than a wife. In 1860, while they were touring in Russia, Julia gave birth to a baby boy who shared her rare condition. Both mother and son faced complications, and within days, both had passed away. But Julia's story did not end in death. Lent sold Julia's body and their son's body to Professor Sokolov at Moscow University, who preserved them permanently using a mix of taxidermy and embalming. The bodies of Julia and her son were displayed around the world in museums, circuses, and amusement parks. They appeared in Norway in 1921 and toured the United States as late as 1972. Later that year, a tour in Sweden sparked public outrage, leading to their removal from display. In 1976, vandals broke into the storage facility and damaged the baby's body, which was eventually eaten by mice. In 1979, Julia's body was stolen but was later recovered and stored at the Oslo Forensic Institute. It stayed there unidentified until 1990, when it was moved to Oslo University's Department of Anatomy and kept in a sealed coffin. In 1994, Norway's parliament suggested burying Julia's remains, but the Minister of Sciences decided to keep them for possible research. Nearly 150 years after her death, Julia Pastrana was finally brought back to Mexico, where she was laid to rest in a quiet ceremony, finding the peace that had eluded her in life. On August 2, 2012, the Norwegian newspaper Aftenposten reported that plans were underway for Julia's burial in Mexico. With the help of Sinaloa Governor Mario Lopez Valdez, New York-based artist Laura Anderson Barbata, and Norwegian authorities, her body was turned over to the government of Sinaloa. In February 2013, her burial was arranged in her homeland. Julia Pastrana's life is a reminder of the importance of treating people with respect, no matter how they look. Her story continues to teach us about empathy and dignity. If you want to learn about more unique historical figures like Julia, check out this video.